I usually start with a song of some sort. I'm just gonna sing the fucking theme. Why not? Oh, welcome to the show. And it is the Super Awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah. And if that sucks too much, then I'll replace it with an actual one. In the episode that I post on Podbean. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. And you're not here, but that's fine. You'll be here at some point. Um, I have a podcast. This is it. It's pretty bare bones. We talk about the stuff that ails us, and what's ailing us now as a nation is devastation and sadness and economic blues and disaster and no relief and Diddy and money laundering. So I'm going to talk about all those things. I'm Elle Latham. And to start, it's a weird September. Wake me up when September ends. It will be ending tonight. And possibly when I post this, it will have already ended. But anyway, as I've said before, I am switching over from this platform. I just ate. I'm switching from Podbean to the YouTube for however long that lasts with the censorship and whatnot. So it's going to be sad not doing it anymore the same way, but I think the resources that I have on YouTube are better utilized in that format. I can't like give you visual stuff on this platform, and I do like to do that every once in a while. I'd like to show you all the documents if you don't want to take the time to download them yourself and or copy and paste them and read them later or watch them, then you have that. That's the advantage of doing it on YouTube. The disadvantage, obviously, is the censorship that I might endure, but I don't know because it's hard to even know what is unsayable on that platform anymore. I feel like you have to go really wild, and I'm probably not going to go really wild in my comments, but sometimes I do go a little wild. Not as wild as Diddy or the U.S. government in their funding of war. Oh yeah, the assassination is what I was going to talk about in the very beginning when I came up with this episode. But the assassination attempt, the alleged assassination attempt on former President Trump's life. The second one, there have been two. So the first one we just kind of forgot about. We looked at his ear and we're like, that's fine. You know, he got shot. He got shot in his ear, and it looks amazing. But let's not worry about it. And also, where is that going with the parents? Because they were supposed to be getting arraigned and everything, and that happened very quickly, which was interesting. And it goes into like the whole idea of, do we want parents to be responsible for what their children do? In this case, I think it's appropriate because the gun was the father's gun. So I'm not going to get too into this topic, by the way. I'm not going to put links or anything. You would know by now what I'm talking about if you were in the know of it. If you're not, if you don't know about it, then you can just skip this part. I'm probably going to talk about this for like 2 more minutes or so. I can't really say for sure if that's true. And I'm too lazy to put in timestamps. And also, I've done it before and it didn't really make any damn difference. And it actually got fucked up eventually because it didn't do what it was supposed to do. I guess that's the good thing about AI. They can do all the work for you. But I don't use AI, so sorry about that. Anyway, so That dude, I don't even remember that dude's name, and I don't want to be honest. So, the dude who was tasked with the mission of shooting at the presidential candidate on the Republican side missed, and but probably not, and killed an innocent bystander, and that was a very horrific thing. And some people still believe that it was all staged and that it was fake and stuff. And it's like, a lot of these people are the same people who went after Alex Jones and company about the Sandy Hook thing. So it's just kind of rich for them to get all in the crisis actor game. We've been here a minute. You can't get in on our turf. Um, but anyway, I think it was staged. I think it's obvious that it was for that photo op that we have all seen. Thanks for joining. I'm talking about the assassination attempt, the first one on Trump. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of people saying that it was staged, and I think it was staged, but I think it was real because, as I've said a million times, the government doesn't have any qualms about killing people to make a point. As you know, like they will, what is the word? Break a few eggs to make an omelet. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. That's how they see it. They don't see us as human beings. So I don't think it matters to them if somebody dies in an attempt. So as long as it's not the president, because they would never. That's just never. I mean, I shouldn't say never because that could eventually happen. I hope that doesn't, because that would be very embarrassing. There could be a third time though that something happens. If that happens, I don't think it's going to be third time's a charm. He's dead. I don't think so. I just think there are initiatives that are going to be put into place, and I think he's the one that they've chosen to do that. And I think he is most likely, if I have to make a prediction or whatever, Trump is most likely going to be president again, at least for 4 years, and probably die before the end of it. Just because, like, maybe he'll have the longevity juice, as my mother says. So maybe he'll get the adrenochrome or whatever they have. This is all jokes. And if you don't like what I'm saying, just consider it all jokes because this is comedy. And that's what I'll say on YouTube. I'll say, comedy, bitch. Because I said that once to them because they were trying to censor me or ban my video or whatever. I'd be like, no, comedy. And they're like, okay, fine, fuck it. So that's just what I'm saying. And I'm putting this on YouTube later. So hopefully they understand. These are jokes. This is not real. I don't have any particular feelings about assassination attempts on presidential candidates or any of the presidential candidates in the race. So there you go. I'm not voting for either one of them anyway. I've already stated that I'm no one in 2024. And I just got information that the early voting here, the mail-in stuff, will be October 7th. So pretty soon I get to write in no one, and that'll be a really fun moment for me because I've never voted for them before. So I'm very excited to see how they do. And so anyway, on to the next one. So that dude's dead. They got rid of that guy. His parents are suffering his fate that he would have suffered. And then the new guy comes in, also white, also kind of both sides of it, of the paradigm of the left and right, so everybody can get upset everywhere. And he comes out, and he is the most obvious asset of all time, Ryan Routh, and had ties to Ukrainian war efforts from 2022 on. And there was the whole thing with the Secret Service before that guy, where there was a lot of there were a lot of people criticizing the Secret Service and their lack of effort to protect the president, the former president, and eventual president. Then after this one, they just did such a bang up job at the golf course with this guy that you got to give them more money, right? So there's the first money laundering thing I wanted to talk about. So there's an article here. I'll read it for you a little bit. CBS News. I go to the mainstreams and I critique them when they're not right about stuff. But sometimes even a broken clock is right twice a day. So they're not the worst sources in the world to use. But I always go to the direct source. So this is from the Biden administration. So basically, they're trying to get um, a bill passed, a short-term bill spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. So that already went through and has been signed by Biden at this point. But this is from before. Multiple congressional and administration sources told CBS News about this. This was on September 16th. So you see, I've had this for a while. So basically, it says the White House Office of, and then we'll see if it actually went through, if that's part of the bill. That'd be interesting. The White House Office of Management and Budget submitted a so-called anomaly request to congressional committees in August before the second apparent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, this time at his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. Short-term spending bills, known as CRs, are used says the, but it means to fund the government at current levels for a brief period until appropriations bills for the entire fiscal years are passed. That's hard to say. CRs often contain anomaly provisions for programs or activities that require support that departs from general funding levels, according to the Congressional Research Service. So OMB warned in its request that without some flexibility to ratchet up Secret Service spending soon, the Secret Service would have insufficient resources to sustain and enhance protective operations. Congressional staffers say there are increasing concerns about Secret Service's funding levels and uncertainty over how much additional funding will be needed is part of what's bogged down ongoing negotiations and deliberations over government spending for 2025 on Capitol Hill. Congress has until October 1st to fund the government, risking a partial government shutdown a few weeks before Election Day. So that was then. This is now. Um, Biden did tell reporters at the White House Monday morning, according to this article, that the Secret Service needs more help. And I think that Congress should respond to their needs if they, in fact, need more service people. Yeah, because we're going to do another attempt or something, right? So I don't know. Let me see if I can find that bill out of nowhere. Funding, government shutdown. I'll just say shutdown. Let's see here. Hopefully, I did the right things. Okay, The Guardian, 4 days ago. I'm sure this will give me information. The stopgap spending bill, known as a continuing resolution or CR, will extend government funding. Got a cough for a second. Until 20 December or December 20th. It will also provide an additional $231 million for the Secret Service. Bidding for operations necessary, this is in quotes, to carry out protective operations, including the 2024 presidential campaign and national special security events, following the two recent assassination attempts against Donald Trump. The signing of the bill came one day after the House and Senate passed the legislation with sweeping bipartisan majorities in both chambers. The passage of this bill gives Congress more time to pass full-year funding bills by the end of this year, the president said. My administration will work with Congress to ensure these bills deliver for America's national defense, veterans, blah, 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 and hey, recovering from disasters. Communities recovering from disasters. That's interesting. So he put that there. This is from September 26th. Biden signs 3-month funding bill to avert U.S. government shutdown. And I bet a lot of people didn't even know that there was going to be a shutdown. Thank you for liking. Please share because, again, I'm censored some places. So, especially X. Shout out to Elon Musk, who actually got one of my videos banned for a moment. And I think that might be the one I had to be like, it's comedy, but I don't remember. But yeah, thanks for joining. I don't do these often, and I'm moving to YouTube with the show if you're new. So anyway, there was a government shutdown that was going to happen. Didn't happen. They do this every effing time. So for a few months, you have some time until the next time you have to worry about a government shutdown. And then either they'll do a government shutdown or they won't, or they'll kick the can down the road as they do every single time since I don't know when. I don't know. I've been hearing about government shutdown since Obama, so it's been quite some time that we've had that looming over us. So yeah, that's basically, yeah. Hope the government helps the people. Yes, I'm getting to that too. So all this money is going towards the Secret Service, which will not go all the way to the Secret Service, which will end up in some other account that they'll put it in for other appropriations, whatever they want to spend on. So they're not really. If you actually look in the saves, not saves, but like the Heroes Act was chock full of strange monies going into strange accounts that didn't have anything to do with what it was supposed to have to do with. They put money wherever they do, and they make you read like 200 pages of a bill to get to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm insane right now. Because, and I've actually read one for quite some time on the Funcast, but it wasn't very fun. But anyway, they'll have like a long ass bill, and it'll have like two things that we were supposed to be funding in the whole bill, and then all this other shit on the side that some of it is salaries. You can like literally see what they're giving to themselves in these bills. It's insane. So they'll give themselves a hike in their budget for whatever area it is. Yeah, it's a lot of money laundering. Hence the episode titled Dirty Money Laundering, but we'll get to Dirty Money and Diddy later. So yeah, so that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. Shit. What's up? Yeah, Diddy. Diddy did it. So actually Diddy was next. Okay. So the thing is, my New York Times, goddamn the New York Times, the link that I had is not working. Okie dokie. So next topic. Okay. Sean Combs was arrested in Manhattan after grand jury indictment. So basically the deal here was he got raided on a while back, a few months ago. I think before that he was exposed as an abuser from this video that was taken at the Intercontinental in, was it Las Vegas? I feel like it was Las Vegas. I guess I'll go to CNN. Go to the fucking source. Cassie was his ex-girlfriend and someone that he was propping up as a good pop princess kind of thing. Okay. This was 4 months ago. So 4 months ago, it says here, a 2016 surveillance video obtained exclusively by CNN, and we all know CNN should just be called CIANN because they work for them, shows Sean Diddy Combs grab, shove, drag, and kick his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura during an altercation that matches allegations in a now settled federal lawsuit filed by Ventura in November 2023. The footage, compiled from multiple camera angles, dated March 5th, 2016, appears to show the rapper, producer, and business mogul during an incident that, according to Ventura's complaint, occurred at the now closed Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, LA. Okay, so it's Century City, LA. That's why I always try to fact check myself, so no one else can do it. CNN verified the location based on publicly available photos of the former hotel's interior. Okay, so they confirmed this. They got this video from whoever had it. Diddy didn't know that the video was out there because Diddy paid off the Intercontinental to hide the evidence, which I'm sure he's done many times in many situations. And so it was kind of like, whoa, where'd that come from? So basically, that's what happened. That's what started it all. And then the raid happens in, where's that article again? Anyway, he was arrested after getting raided, and that was before the video came out. So the video came out, I think, a month after he was raided. And then all hell broke loose, and he was saying, oh, the truth will be told, or whatever, before that. And people were like, what the fuck? You know what's fucking weird about this? What I'm trying to get to? Without the article, but he ends up in New York. So he goes to Central Park for a little while, just chilling there. There's video of him just chilling in Central Park for no reason. He goes to a hotel. He goes to the Park Hyatt, New York on 57th Street. He goes into there. He's expecting to be there a few days, according to his lawyer. He goes there. He's met by officers at 8:30 p.m. where he was staying. So he goes out and then he ends up getting arrested. He said that he was going to turn himself in to SDNY. So if you don't know the Southern District of New York, they handle a lot of high profile cases, such as most recently, well, Bankman Fried and some other person, and also, I don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell, and before that, Epstein. So it's a little weird. He had a residence in Florida. He's been in LA. He's been in New York. He decides to go to New York to deal with SDNY and get arrested and indicted there of his own volition. his idea. And so he can end up in MCC Brooklyn, where, if you don't recall, Ghislaine Maxwell resided for a while. Oh my gosh. It's all connected. So I'll go to this article from Tallahassee Democrat. Ghislaine Maxwell sent to low security Tallahassee prison for role in Epstein's sex trafficking ring. In case you were wondering where she is right now. This is from July 25th, 2022. So it's been a couple of years since she was transferred. In December, Maxwell, 60, was convicted of luring and grooming teenage girls to be sexually abused and exploited by Epstein, the wealthy financier who killed himself allegedly. Y'all can't just keep saying that in articles. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Everyone knows that. Stop pretending it's true, mainstream media and local newspapers and shit. While in custody and awaiting trial in 2019. By the way, the reason that Diddy and her didn't go, and she did not go to the Manhattan jail from MCC, is because they shut it down after that horrible, horrible failure to keep a man alive in that prison. Okay, so Maxwell will be eligible for release in July 2037, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons website. So that's something to look forward to in the future. Judge recommended other facility before Bureau of Prisons sent her to Tallahassee. The court makes the following recommendations to the BOP, or Bureau of Prisons. Defendant to be considered for designation to FCI Danbury in Connecticut, stated court records that were first reported by the Daily Fail. That's what I call them. The Danbury facility was notably the inspiration behind the Netflix series Orange is the New Black, just to show you how crazy all this shit is. The Bureau ultimately sent Maxwell to the state where some of the crimes for which she had been convicted occurred. For 3 years, beginning in 2001, Maxwell and Epstein enticed teenage girls to visit Epstein's Palm Beach residence, a 6-hour drive from Tallahassee. Yeah, that's close. To engage in sex acts with Epstein, after which Epstein, Maxwell, or another employee of Epstein's would give the victims hundreds of dollars in cash. Read a portion of the summary of charges. Maxwell's month-long trial concluded on December 29th following a 5-day deliberation by the jury, who ultimately found her guilty of 5 of 6 counts, including transporting a minor to participate in illegal sex acts, 2 conspiracy charges, and sex trafficking. The trial saw harrowing accounts from multiple women who described being abused as teens as young as 14 between about 1994 to 2004 at Epstein's residences in New York, New Mexico, and Palm Beach, Florida. On June 28th, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison. She will also face 5 years of supervised release and has been ordered to pay a $750,000 fine, according to the DOJ. She appealed her conviction in early July, according to court records. And by the way, it was denied recently, so we don't have to worry about that. So her new life in the low security prison says it's at 501 Capitol Circle Northeast. The Florida Correctional Institute, Tallahassee, is described on its website as a low security federal correctional institution with a detention center. It houses over 700 female inmates, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons database. While serving her sentence, Maxwell can participate in the prison's leisure time activities, including everything from yoga, Pilates, arts and crafts programs to intramural team sports such as softball, basketball, and volleyball, according to the FCI Tallahassee's handbook. That's so nice. The prison also hosts apprenticeship programs in cooking, painting, woodworking, among others. Inmates at the North Florida prison are ruled by a schedule of controlled movement, which breaks up the inmate's day by the hour through announcements over loudspeakers around the facility. The handbook reads: to start, inmates are awakened? I don't know if that's right. At 6 a.m. on weekdays and 7 a.m. on weekends before they are released for breakfast. They then are able to exercise, begin a work shift, prison labor, yay, attend a class, and shower before they are to return to their cells for a 9 p.m. roll call, the handbook says. Staff search inmates' cells at random, unannounced times, even when the inmate is not present. Khaki pants, khaki shirts, khaki dresses, underwear, bras, socks, and authorized shoes are the permitted attire at the facility. Maxwell is likely the most notable inmate to serve time in the Tallahassee Federal Prison. Others include Chelsea Gerlach, whatever your name is, an Earth Liberation Front member, Maria Butina, the secret agent for the Kremlin, who tried infiltrating conservative U.S. political groups, Lynette Alice Squeaky Fromm, a member of the Manson family involved in an assassination attempt of Gerald Ford, and Colleen LaRose, also known as Jihad Jane. So great company there. And this all came after she was in the Brooklyn prison that Diddy is in now, or Sean Combs, where she suffered a lot, especially as someone who's like very rich and used to a lavish lifestyle. It was very difficult for her, according to her lawyer and everything. It says you go from living a life like Maxwell to all of a sudden being in a situation where you're being strip searched and having people look into your body cavities. That is a crushing experience. Imagine how the women, the young girls, felt when you were filling them up and serving them on a platter to Epstein. Imagine how that felt, bitch. Gosh, that annoys me. This is from The Independent, by the way. The article is that her life is going to be hell inside the notorious Brooklyn prison. Ghislaine Maxwell will remain until her trial next July. And then she got to get released. So basically, it's a shithole. They hate it. And I said MCC before. Gosh darn it. I'm taking that out later. You get to hear my flubs. Good job. Okay, MDC. It is MDC. I'm going to have to fix that, and it's going to be fun. Or we're just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Fuck it. I'm fact-checking myself. I said MCC, I meant MDC. I can't remember everything I ever hear or read. It is impossible. I'm trying my best. I'm not the mainstream media, but I'm doing my best to check myself before I wreck myself. At MDC, all cells are put into pods or groupings within the facility. Each pod houses about 30 to 40 cells, and then open up into a communal space. This space holds multiple viewing rooms with televisions so that Diddy can watch TV. It's fun for him. That play movies, the news, sports, or other broadcast shows. Tables then sit in the middle of the pod where inmates will eat each of their 3 meals per day and interact with one another and play games like cards if allowed. That's it, day and night, 24 hours a day. You are in that pod. You don't go outside that pod. Solitary confinement could be an option for certain inmates like her and I guess Diddy. So, anyway, she was at risk because she's like a woman and shit. Oh my gosh, like that ever mattered before. But anyway, that's basically what he is dealing with there. Oh, and to go to the appeal that I mentioned of her case, um, or her appeal not being approved. That was according to September 17th, this article. Anyway, Gillen in March asked the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit to overturn her conviction and 20 years prison sentence for recruiting and grooming the underage girls who Epstein sexually abused, arguing she was immunized by an agreement federal prosecutors in Florida arranged with Epstein in 2007. If that didn't work for him, after all, it ain't gonna work for you, but okay. On Tuesday, the appeals court ruled that she was not covered by the non prosecution agreement and said the alleged crimes fell within the statute of limitations. So there you go. Cry about it. Um, so there we go. And I wanted to bring that up, but I'll bring that up later. Is there another?
Dropping down to 58 degrees.
I don't care about the weather.
Tomorrow,
Stop
that
it.
upper level low finally is on the move, moving off
this?
the coast of the Carolinas. So that means the best chance of showers will be southwest of the city. Otherwise,
I'm just going to turn it down. I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay, so I was going to say, okay, what is he charged with? I got to get to that. So he's charged with sex trafficking and the RICO. RICO is the most important thing because that involves other people. And we're still waiting to see, and we probably won't, the other people that he was involved with in these freak-offs, as they're called. Okay, sexual misconduct allegations. The RICO is involving other parties, but the parties have not been named and probably won't be named. And the most important party that I can find is Clive Davis, because he helped bring Sean Combs to the fame that he has now. And there's even like an article. There's a Facebook post that he put out a while back. Okay, Sean Diddy Combs, Grammy salute to industry icons honoree, 3-time Grammy winner Sean Diddy Combs. This is from December 18th, 2019. Diddy wrote this himself, I swear. And I'll put it in there too. Clive Davis and Arista Records gave me a chance when I was starting Bad Boy Entertainment. He was one of the first industry executives to really believe in me. I'm forever grateful for him. To be honored at this year's pre-Grammy Gala and receive the Industry Icons Award is truly a blessing. I look forward to seeing all of my musical family members there in a night of celebration. I'm humbled by this honor. Love, love. Because he went by Love at that point. Oh boy. So basically, people are bringing up celebrity names and stuff, and these like low-level people that he was photographed with and everything, and it's really the executives that we need to be looking at. Who it just so happens a lot of them are Jewish. That must be a coincidence. There could be no other reason. Anything else, if you suggest anything else, you're kind of racist or whatever, according to the media. But it's not a cabal of Jewish people. It really isn't, though. There are all kinds of, like, there's Jesuits, too. But that's a whole other thing. Religion is just a scapegoat, really. So the things that they want to achieve, they will achieve no matter what religion they have. And most of them, I bet, are atheists anyway. So basically, Clive Davis, he's got some people. The people drop like flies around him a little bit. there was the whole incident at the hotel where Whitney Houston died in the bathtub, and he was there, and he decided to have a party afterwards. It was a little weird. Um, it was a Grammy thing, I think, and so there was that, and then there's the whole thing with Diddy and the people around him. So Cassie went on to marry another man, and somebody that he didn't like, of course. But she married and had children. She moved on. But Kim Porter wasn't as lucky because she ended up dying. Uh, let's see when she died. She was his girlfriend. Oh, and Universal Music Group is involved. Okay. All right. Yeah, you got to look at all the executives, the people with the money and the power. It ain't the low level people. I do think Jay-Z is not a legit person. I think he has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Same thing with Usher, but I think Usher is more, part of the atmosphere. I don't think he's super involved. There's a lot of speculation about Justin Bieber, very much just speculation. And it's not really, there's nothing really that you can find other than like questionable things that he's said to Justin. Okay, so November 15, 2018 is when Kim Porter died. Kim Porter was unlucky to be with Sean Combs for a time during the 90s until 2007. So 94 to 2007. And then, oh, he did a tribute song. Oh, that's so sweet of him. He's always doing tribute songs for the people who die of mysterious causes, like Biggie. Anyway, so she died with lobar pneumonia, which I've never even heard of, after several days of flu-like symptoms. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Brittany Snow death. Brittany Snow, sorry, girl. I don't know why I go to Brittany Snow. You have the same name. I'm sorry, girl. I meant Brittany. Well, now I'm farting. I'm brain farting. Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy. She had a similar weird death. And then her husband ended up dying in the same house. So the house had some problem in it. They had something going on that was giving them these pneumonia problems that ended up killing them. But I don't know what happened with Kim Porter. And it was alleged that she was keeping notes or whatever. She was going to do a tell-all book or something, but there was not really any evidence that I can find of that. But her autopsy was completed on November 16th, 2018, according to the LA County Coroner's Office. This is from Essence Magazine. The Kim Porter's cause of death revealed. And so she had a funeral, and then he moved on to Cassie eventually. But he had 4 children with her. Not 4 children with her. He had 3 children with her, and then another one was the one of Al B. Shore, who is her former love and someone that pissed Diddy off a lot. So basically, the kids are in that environment too, so we don't know exactly how involved they have been. Like the young men who are the sons of Sean. I don't want to call him Sean Combs, whatever. So yeah, there's that, and then I found this video when I was like looking up Sean at the Oscars. I happened by this from 2022. Sean Diddy Combs left speechless on Oscars 2022 red carpet, red carpet, and award shows. This is from Insider, and this is him showing off his young daughter to everyone, and you hear what you hear. And Laverne Cox is asking him questions here. Okay, hold on.
Now is one of of tonight's A-list presenters is Sean Diddy Combs with his stunningly beautiful daughter, Chance Combs. Mr. Combs, is this not the perfect father-daughter date night? I'm speechless. I am speechless. Baby, you look so beautiful. So beautiful. She's a future actress. Her name is Chance Combs. Chance, you tell her. Yes, I'm an aspiring actress, and it's my first time at the Oscars, so I'm really excited to be here. Yeah. Incredible, incredible. Any dream folks that you want to work with as an actress? Probably Zendaya is one of my biggest inspirations and someone that I really want to work with in the future. Amazing. Now, I've never gotten the chance to tell you thank you. For those of you who don't know, I was on a show called I Want to Work for Diddy in 2008, and I was the first trans person to be on a competition reality show, and it's because of you. And that meant so much to the trans community. I didn't win, actually. I was eliminated after 6 episodes. But, honey, we're at the Oscars now, and I won. Yeah, you won. I won. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're presenting tonight. Have the time of your life. It is so lovely to see you again. It's great to see y'all, and thank y'all for meeting my daughter. Cast Chance Combs. I think she's waiting. She's waiting to work. Cast her.
So that's kind of creepy, Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's like incestual or whatever, incestuous. But it's weird how he's like, look at my daughter, like putting it out there and being like, she wants to be an actress and stuff. It's like the things that he does with women he's supposed to love and stuff and make them have sex with other men for his pleasure is, I would hope that that would not be a road that he would put his daughter down, who is apparently 18 at this point. So it's like weird. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And also the Laverne Cox, bringing up this old show that she was a part of and working with him and him giving her the opportunity to get her face out there and everything. And for the trans community, oh, poor trans community. Y'all been through enough. Don't even. I'm sorry. But he was very instrumental in making careers for people. So he's a mogul in his own right, but he doesn't come out of a vacuum. Like, he's molded that way, and the people who molded him are the people who won't face indictments, is what I was trying to get at. And then oddly enough, that night you might remember something crazy happened at the award show, because that's when the Will Smith Chris Rock slap incident happened that may or may not have been real. But I guess seeing how Chris dealt with it afterwards, I could probably believe it was real. And it was also very awkward. And I don't know if they're that good at acting, especially, no offense, Chris. He's just not anymore anyway. I don't think he was ever that great. I have finished up to almost the end of 49, the 49th season of SNL. And I can say with confidence that that Chris Rock is not a very good actor. He's not winning an Oscar anytime soon. That's all. He's not Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler has layers. He can do a lot of things. He has range. I don't see that with Chris Rock. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember any performance that really wowed me from Chris Rock. So it's hard for me to believe that he could reasonably act this out that we're going to listen to. We're not going to listen to the slap. I'm just kidding. But this is after the slap happens. And the fact that they left Will, who was recorded assaulting a person, in the room, not only left him in the room with all of these celebrities, but let him win an award, an Oscar, and then have a speech afterwards. And then they banned him. And it's like, that's weird to me. What was that about? Anyway, Diddy got involved at one point, and this is what happened. It's very short. It's a short. But I found this, and I thought I would play it as well.
Did not know that this year was going to be the most exciting Oscars ever. Okay, Will And Chris, we're going to solve that like family at the goal party. Okay? But right now, we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise.
It's all love, man. Celebrities are weird. And he's been photographed, Diddy, with all kinds of celebrities. And the thing was, Gillen was photographed with celebrities. Jeffrey was photographed with celebrities. Sean's going to be photographed with celebrities. One of which is Oprah Winfrey, who was a good friend of his, and also just happened to endorse Kamala Harris. But that's not the weirdest endorsement we've seen, because she literally accepted Dick Cheney's endorsement. And you think I, or anyone with a fucking brain, is going to vote for the person that Dick Cheney wants? Shut the fuck up. Can we just be honest? The dude shot his fucking friend in the face. And that dude apologized. Let's go to that clip. That was a fun clip. I'm going to go to that clip. I haven't seen that clip in a while, so I kind of want to see it actually. Because it's insane. Like, how fucking scary do you have to have your friend apologize for you shooting them in the face? That's nuts. And then these are the people who are all like, gun control, gun control, gun control. They're gonna readily accept. You can accept an endorsement. I don't care. You'd be like, okay, he likes me, cool. But to accept it and be like, and brag about it in a debate as she did later, dude, I cannot. That is insane to me. Friend apology. Here it is. Boom, bang, boom. Thanks, CNN.
My family and I are deeply sorry for all that Vice President Cheney and his family have had to go through this past week. We send our love and respect to them as they deal with situations that are much more serious than what we've had this week.
Much more serious than getting shot in the face with birdshot from, him mistaking you for a bird, I guess, for some animal hunting. Amazing. Let's go to one of the comments. This should be good. Dude in the back, like, this dude really apologized for getting shot. Exactly. I'm sorry for getting shot in the face and putting Dick Cheney through all this. This is probably one of the few recorded moments that show the true scope of real power. You know you made it when the person you shot apologizes to you. I mean, come on. It's insane. Where are we? I don't know anymore. Oh, Kevin Hart. I didn't have the heart to bring up Kevin Hart until now. Oh, but I just saw his name again. Oh, damn. Oh, Kevin. Poor Kevin. Okay, so Kevin, before the indictment happened, a little bit a while ago, I want to see the exact number of weeks and stuff. Hart House. I'll just look up Hart House and it'll tell me. So this restaurant, which is vegan and pretty bad food, not good for your food. The website still exists. Interesting. This restaurant opened in LA and then expanded to other areas, but it's down the street from me. So I saw when it first opened and they were doing like some kind of promotion online or whatever. I got like the details at the time. I didn't care that much to disclose them to anyone, but they were doing like some kind of contest or whatever, or silly promotion shit. So it really went well for a while. For a couple of weeks, people were really like lining up to go to this place. And then it ended up not doing very well. So I saw that it was not having a lot of customers in the parking lot. The parking lot was like dead. Some of this has to do with, I live in a shithole. Let's just say Hollywood is a shithole right now, not just because of the celebrities doing bad things, but also the way that the population that lives on the street, I will try and be very delicate here, that I would call what do I call them? Vagabonds? They get thrown away over to this other side of the street. They get their tents taken down and all this stuff, and they go from one place to another to another to another. And some of them happen to do a lot of heavy drugs, and so they do that in various locations, and a lot of those locations are within this area, is the nice way to put it. So it's not the best area to hang around in this part of town. This would be on Sunset and La Brea, around there. So Hart House opened up. It's his little vegan restaurant, and I never went there or anything because I don't want Oreos and shit. I mean, if I wanted Oreos, I'd go get some Oreos. So I don't need their shakes with Oreos and shit, and their burgers and stuff. Like, I'm not really a burger kind of person anyway. I don't like the fake meat anyway. But they said they like make it in the restaurant and stuff. I don't know about that. But anyway, I'm on Eater LA right now. It says Hart House abruptly calls it quits after only 2 years on the scene. So this is from September 11th, 2024. So that is when this is dated. And it says that the plant-based fast food chain, Hart House closed all 4 locations on September 10th, 2024. So September 10th, 2024, he closes this restaurant. This restaurant made, I don't know how much money, probably not much, but this was his investment. Like, there were people speculating online, as they do, that he did this in anticipation of the indictment of Sean Combs, and that Sean Combs had some kind of stake, forgive the word, in Hart House. I've not seen any proof that there's any relationship financial between Hart House and Sean. I'm sure there could have been some investment from somebody connected to Sean in some way, but I have not seen anything myself. But I did see Kevin Hart at an alleged freak off, so that was something. And I can't really show it obviously, but I can play this clip from Radar Online, which is from this exclusive article. Kevin Hart I don't think it's that exclusive. I mean, you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. Kevin Hart caught on camera in Diddy freak-off video. Comics boozy N-word rant revealed. I mean, I'm not really that concerned about a black man saying the N-word, but okay, you do you. Before female partygoer's hair catches fire in kinky bathroom setup. All right, so that's Radar Online for you, doing the whole intro. So yeah, basically, this happened. It's very dark in the video. This is not the one with Usher in it. There's a different video with Usher that looks suspicious. This one looks like a straight up freak off, what you would expect it to be. There's sexy candles and stuff, which is part of the problem here. There's a bunch of dudes and chicks. I don't know. It seems predatory, but the chicks don't seem to be. They're like an afterthought. I guess like they're kind of a prop for the guys or whatever. Obviously, they're just something to stick their dick in or something. I don't know what that is, but that's what it seems to me to be. That they're all just trying to get off, which is what a freak off is supposed to be, I guess. Inside of one of Diddy's house parties, and this is from, let's go way back, from Instagram. So let's play it and see what that will entail.
I'm up here in the hot tub doing the official, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Trey's up here, my nigga Fab's up here. You know, when you have a scene like this, you gotta bring balls, which as you see, is female friendly. We got ladies and female. She's butt bone. That's what I call it, raw dog. I'm not jumping telling myself, you know, once everybody gets out, you know, just being like, this is my thing. I'm used to this type of thing. You know, doing what I do best. Oh, shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera! We had technical difficulties last time, but I'm gonna tell you something. When you with troopers, we act as troopers and we fix situations. We're up here, everybody's safe. You know, no, this was here. We had Trigger Trey on the scene. Honestly, second degree black belt in first aid. Right now, also my man Terrence, BT 160 Park, he's in the building. Shout out to Terrence for a very small waistline on his pants. Listen, we're really right now Listen, what we're doing is unbelievable. No, listen. What we're doing is unbelievable up here. Listen, it's all love here, okay? I'm tipsy, everybody's tipsy. Get in the tub, sweetie. Be careful. If you fall, that's a lot that's gonna go down. Girl, sit your ass in the tub. Trey, if you can't put it in the knot. If you can't, Trey, can you put it in the knot? Just put it in the knot. If you can't, put it here in the knot. If you can. Just for safety. We had a fire here not too long ago. Put the ass on the floor. Let's go. Check. Hey, listen. If y'all think we not gonna dress Swiss Beats hat in this bitch, yeah. No. Fuck you. Oh shit. Fuck you. Excuse me. Somebody tell the Bellcat to move. The Bellcat's in the way. We waiting for Swiss to get up there. Swizzy. We need Swizzy standing up there. Here's the thing, man. First of all, it's a movement. My nigga Swiss Beats just got in the house. Woo. Listen, his name was Swiss. Swiss gonna wear a lot of shit, and everybody never gonna say shit. I'm gonna say some shit, Swiss. Say it, baby. Say it. I'm gonna address the hat. I don't like the bow tie. We're in New York tonight. I don't like the bow tie at the top of the hat. I like the hat. You're just not gonna tie that loop on that hat and think I'm not gonna say shit. Well, we can skateboard out with the things on your feet, though. That's a good comeback. Okay, hey, let's go to the next song. Let's go to get me back. We want to thank you. Come here.
Oh, this is the video with, oh dear. How do I explain? Okay, so Kevin Hart's is in this one too, but he's trying to get away from the bed, which has been where the freak off has occurred, if you know what I mean. And there's a silver dildo basically on the bed that is on camera when they move away from the bed. Okay, so that's what happens in this video. This is all a compilation.
Don't sit on the bed and no homo. Just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. It's just like, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, you did it. No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna.
Shout out to him and what he did, whatever that was, and only Kevin knows. Kevin only knows. I don't know. But yeah, Kevin's in trouble, but not really. And he hasn't done any tweet deleting. But Usher has. But then he, it was a hack. So, that happened. And then people went wild about Pink. But Pink did it in February. So they just haven't been paying attention to Pink, which is fair. Because what is she doing now? But yeah. Then there's the whole Frosted Flakes situation. So that's the one with Usher. Usher. I'll just look up Frosted Flakes. That'll probably give it to me. Diddy admits to sleeping with Usher. This is the clip. Okay. So this is the same time that clip happened, but they didn't have this part in it. So basically, Usher came over to Diddy's and spent, what was it, a year? It was an insane amount of time at his camp, which was called Puffy Flavor Camp. And Diddy, being very inebriated, said some shit he shouldn't have said to Kevin Hart, who was at this, whatever this was, after the freak off, whatever it was, on this evening. Okay.
Thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed and no homo. No, just.
So this is the beginning of the clip I already played, but I'll skip past that part because we already saw that part. Okay, here we go.
I should look like he fresh off goddamn plane. I should fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause. But this, back in the days when he was 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was
So basically, yeah, Kevin knows what's going on. He's not stupid. He said he was stupid for saying that. He knows that sounds fucked up. And he also said pause. The thing is, people get worked up about the Diddy being gay thing. Like, if he is or isn't, I don't think he could. I get it up. If he, I don't know how that works. I don't even know sex. But anyway, he has children. He had them naturally. He's had relationships with chicks. I think it's more likely that he's bi than anything else. And he was probably abused, most likely by Clive Davis, but there's no evidence. But I know that that doesn't come out of nowhere. You don't just start being a sexual predator out of nowhere. It comes from something. So basically, that's what I'm saying is like Kevin Hart. If we're gonna look at anyone who's a celebrity, like he's the one who looks the most suspicious right now. And then there's also like in terms of like that hair thing with the chick getting caught on fire. There is a clip also that I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. George Lopez. He used to have a show, and it's Kevin Hart talking about that incident.
If there had been another girl next to her with weed, that
Oh,
thing
here she is.
around, I saw it. I was like, oh! It's like literally, like the flame, like George, like the flame grew. Like it was like somebody threw gasoline on it. Like, so when I saw, I was like, ow, ow. So my first instinct was to save myself because at the end of the day, true. At the end of the day, I don't want to die. I don't know if you guys know, weaves are the most flammable thing out. A weave, if there had been another girl next to her with weed, that thing would have caught faster than the forest fire. So I just said, let me save myself. Now, to camera, I run. I'm like, did you get that on tape? Only reason why I said that is because I didn't really get to see the whole thing. So I wanted to see it over again. My selfish reasons. All right, now let's take a look at it one more time. Everybody, let's see it again. It's slow motion. It might be funny and slower. So, I think it's safe to say you were probably raised.
So yeah, like that didn't age well, I guess. But women are not, they don't have any agency to a lot of these guys, so it doesn't matter what they experience to them, and they're just sex objects a lot of the time in these parties. But switching from that to the money laundering again, I'm sure there's money laundering going on with Kevin and Sean and everybody, but the U.S. government is continuing their campaign with Ukraine. So the Ukraine war is never going to end and is going to continue to be paid for by us, the Americans, the citizens of America. This is from September 26th. Okay, that's Israel. We'll get to Israel in a second because we have some shit to say about Israel. Here's Ukraine. Okay. So Ukraine, September 26th, because they did it on the same day. You got to fund Ukraine and the Israel war. Got to keep the wars going. But we care and we want a ceasefire. No, we don't. Okay, so latest security assistance for Ukraine announced. White House directs DoD to allocate remaining appropriations. September 26th, DoD News. And it was $375 million in the Presidential Drawdown Authority of equipment from the existing U.S. military inventory. There's always money to fund wars. Now, money for assistance in almost warlike situations that were caused by weather, not so much. So then it goes into detail about what it's paying for and stuff. We still don't have a receipt for any of this. We still don't have an invoice. We don't have any idea of where anything is going. That's why I say the money laundering, because there's no allocating. There's allocating, but there's no accounting for any of it. So that happened, and then at the same time as Israel is starting shit with Lebanon again, which they've done over and over again. There's always been this Lebanon Israel thing going on. If you've been paying attention this whole time, you would know that. September 26th, just a couple of days ago, after when was the attack on Lebanon that was so crazy with the pagers thing? I think that was before September 26th. Let me look up the pager thing. The exploding pagers, like, because that's where we're at. Again, they can explode all these pagers of terrorists, alleged terrorists, but they can't keep the Hamas organization from infiltrating Israel's borders and killing a bunch of people. That just is impossible. All right, exploding pagers thing happened 2 days ago. So this was on, or was it 2 days ago? Let me see where it was. Device attack. I'll look it up. 7-minute read. September 19th. So September 19th is when that happened. And the US is like, you know what? We're going to keep funding them. Even though we want a ceasefire so bad. No, we don't. Israel says it has secured $8.7 billion US aid package via Reuters on September 26, 4 days ago. Israel said on Thursday it had secured an $8.7 billion aid package from the United States to support its ongoing military efforts and to maintain a qualitative military edge in the region. The package includes $3.5 billion for essential wartime procurement. I just want to state also, I've stated it before, but it never doesn't need stating because it needs to be stated. Israel has the most high-tech artificial intelligence capabilities of any army for IDF. They have high-tech, top-of-the-line, insane intelligence, and some of it artificial. They are like the only army, or I don't know if now they are, but like they used AI first in their wartime stuff. So that's insane to me that they would need anything from any other country, but here we are, which has already been received and earmarked for critical military purchases, and $5.2 billion designated for air defense systems, including the Iron Dome anti-missile system, which just didn't work that one day. I don't know how it happened. David Sling and an advanced laser system. Israel is currently fighting on two fronts against the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas, but mainly, citizens in Gaza, and the Iran-backed Hezbollah, they just happen to both have H names, it's so funny, movement in Lebanon, which is actually just the citizens of Lebanon. The aid our announcement came after negotiations at the Pentagon between Elle Zamir, the Director General of Israel's Defense Ministry, and U.S. defense officials, including acting Under Secretary of Defense for Policy Amanda Dory. Israel's Defense Ministry said in a statement. The substantial investment will significantly strengthen critical systems such as Iron Dome and David Sling, while supporting the continued development of an advanced high-powered laser defense system currently in its later stages of development, it said. The ministry said the deal underscores the strong and enduring strategic partnership between Israel and the United States that will continue no matter who's president, by the way, and the ironclad commitment to Israel's security and no one else's, particularly in addressing regional security threats from Iran and Iran-backed militias. So that's fun. And also that's from Israel, because US is not going to be, they're going to be kind of quiet about it, like, oh wait, we don't want to say any of this. That would look bad. But they will say this. So this is from September 30th. This is literally from today. DoD enhances Middle East defense posture. Let's see what that means. The Defense Department has taken steps to further enhance the defense posture of U.S. forces throughout the Middle East region to deter aggression and mitigate the risk of a broader regional conflict. Because, the U.S. government is so good at preventing broader regional conflicts. and not participating in initiating those. Anywho, the Pentagon announced over the weekend. The announcement comes as tensions in the region have heightened following Israel's targeted assassination of terror group Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in Lebanon on Friday. Secretary of Defense Lloyd J. Austin III spent the weekend providing guidance to his team and receiving updates on developments in the Middle East, according to a statement issued Sunday by Pentagon Press Secretary Air Force Major General Pat Ryder. Secretary Austin stressed that the United States is determined to prevent Iran and Iranian-backed partners and proxies from exploiting the situation, that's our job, or expanding the conflict, our job. Austin made clear that should Iran, its partners, or its proxies use this moment to target American personnel or interests in the region, the United States will take every necessary measure to defend our people. The measures DoD is taking include ordering the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to remain in the U.S. Central Command area of operations past its regular rotation date, reinforcement of U.S. air defense capabilities, and using U.S. forces rotating into the region to augment rather than replace forces already there. Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh told the media today. Secretary Austin and department leaders remain focused on the protection of U.S. citizens and forces in the region and defense of Israel and de escalation of the situation through deterrence and diplomacy, she said. Though not able to get into specific timelines and numbers due to operational security concerns, Singh said that some of the augmented forces being sent to the region include F-16, F-15E, and F-22 fighter aircraft, as well as A-10 attack aircraft and associated personnel. The secretary also increased the readiness of additional U.S. forces to deploy, elevating our preparedness to respond to various contingencies. And DoD maintains robust and integrated air defense capabilities across the Middle East, where they have no business being, but whatever, ensuring the protection of U.S. forces in the region, which shouldn't even be there, but whatever. When asked whether the Defense Department has any direct knowledge of a retaliatory attack on Israel by Iran and or Hezbollah, Singh said that though DoD isn't aware of any specific plans, it's important to take all the rhetoric coming from Iran seriously. That's something we're watching incredibly closely, whether it be a response from Iran, from Hezbollah, or the proxy groups in Iraq and Syria. Oh, we're going back to Iraq. Fun. Singh said, adding that the concern about such a response is the driving force behind the decision to bolster the U.S. force posture in the region. We take that rhetoric very seriously, and we believe that we need to have the capability in the region to defend our forces, and of course, if needed, to come to the defense of Israel. Well, that's what you need to lead with, because that's the real reason. You're defending Israel. Because Israel is a part of the United States, whether we like it or not, it is. And keep also in mind that there's no good choice for president. I've already said that. But let's hear a little bit of Trump's rhetoric about Iran after finding out, because this is all true, that Iran was planning to assassinate him. And he hired these yahoos, I guess, to do it. Okay. All right, let's see what what he says here.
More jobs than anybody else.
Hold on a second.
So many people are dead.
So many people are dead. Damn. Let me go to an actual clip. Could I have a clip, please? I don't know why Iran would ever have any problem with Trump because, it's not like he assassinated their leader or anything. Why would they be upset about that? I don't know. Okay, I think this is it. I hope. Yeah, we'll see.
Former President Donald Trump is on the campaign trail in North Carolina looking to win over voters in the battleground state.
That's right. Earlier, Trump laid out some of his plans to improve job growth. But during his remarks, he took a moment to issue a warning to foreign leaders following a recent briefing about Iran's ongoing threats to assassinate him. If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that.
Trump went on to say he would. I don't care. So that's what we're dealing with. One will be like, we want a ceasefire, but we're not really trying that hard. And also, we're funding the genocide or whatever you want to view it as. The other one will be like, we are going to blow everybody up. And he did that last time in Syria, so I would not take him, I would take him a little bit seriously on that because he had some real fuckers. Where was Mike Pompeo, if we recall, John Bolton, that motherfucker. These people, not even people, monsters in the government, just working for Israel and all the other interests. So then there's also this article that I found about Bibi, which Bibi is around and shit. Again, he's been the bane of Israel's existence. And he's been a horrible leader. He's been a horrible person. And he loves everybody in the US. And he gets a lot of good press. And I still don't get it. And also wins his trial. His corruption trial is never happening. The war is going to keep it from happening, just like COVID kept it from happening. It's just so interesting, honestly. So let's see if, in real time, if Lebanon has been invaded yet. So let's see that. So this is from today. IDF says troops launched limited ground raids of Hezbollah sites across northern border. And I believe everything the IDF says, obviously, just like the news. The IDF announces that several hours ago, this is from 2:05 a.m. today, in the Middle East, I would assume. Yes, that would be in Israel because this is from the Times of Israel. Its troops launched limited, localized, and targeted ground raids against Hezbollah targets and infrastructure in southern Lebanon. The raids are targeting Lebanese villages close to the border, which have been used by Hezbollah to pose an immediate threat to Israeli communities in northern Israel, the IDF says. And again, everything they say is gospel. The IDF announces that its forces launched a targeted and limited ground incursion into southern Lebanon several hours ago against Hezbollah targets and infrastructure in a number of Lebanese villages along the border that pose, literally, we just said that, but okay, let's get the word count, an immediate threat to Israeli towns on the other side of the blue line. The operation was approved by the political echelon and is based on plans drawn up by the IDF's General Staff and Northern Command following months of preparation and training, the Army says in a statement. Ground troops currently operating inside Lebanon are being assisted by air and artillery forces, the IDF says. The incursion is an extension of the IDF's Operation Northern Arrows, which was launched earlier this month against Hezbollah and continues at the same time as the fighting in Gaza and other arenas, the Army adds. The IDF is continuing to operate to achieve the goals of the war and is doing everything necessary to defend the citizens of Israel and kill all the other ones in the other countries, I guess, and return the citizens of northern Israel to their homes, which, if we go by history, are not really their homes, but that's okay. So that's what's happening now. There's a ground invasion. It's a little Iraqi for me, but okay. So that's what's happening in the Middle East and everything, and that's what we all should be focusing on, and not the people who we know living next to us, and that's a dog in the hallway. If you can hear that, that's a very yappy dog. I've seen it. It's screamy, it's annoying, and I apologize on its behalf. And I think it's in its house now. Damn, that dog is annoying. Okay, so back to it. So basically, I was trying to transition into the next topic, which is Asheville, North Carolina. and Western North Carolina in general, and also Tennessee, as it turns out, and Georgia and Florida, but not as much Georgia. I have family in Georgia. They're not suffering that much. But my mother and my brothers live in North Carolina. So they were very much impacted by the blackout that happened there of the power from Duke Energy. Shout out to Duke Energy. You're so great. We love you. So worth the money that they pay for that service. Not just in this, like they just my mother's had issues with them before, but anyway, they did their best. It was almost 4 days without power. So Thursday until yesterday, she finally got power again, and then internet after that. But there was a lot of time spent just wondering what was going to happen, and then they still are worried because they, like many other families, lost a lot of groceries that they had just bought. So that money is gone. But don't worry, the government's going to send them $750 eventually. So it'll be all fine in the end. Thanks, FEMA. And so now there's like this competition between the two presidential candidates to get to North Carolina and Georgia and all that, and to make get themselves a photo op. And they both participated in that ridiculous competition. And it's all very silly because when you think about it, who the fuck wants to see a politician when we're drowning, when people are literally drowning, or they don't know where their family is, and there's at least 600 allegedly people missing um, throughout the states, I guess. That's crazy. And there's hundreds of people dead, allegedly. So I think, yeah, let's get them out of the water and count the bodies and also figure out how this happened because a lot of people were not privy to information that was pertinent before things went down and everything happened. So there wasn't a whole lot of notice and there were evacuation orders, but some people didn't get them or they didn't get them in time and they weren't able to prepare. And no one really thought that it would be as inland as it was in terms of the wind and the rain and the danger of the storm. Storm being Hurricane Helene. Um, but oddly enough, there was a hurricane also in North Carolina that hit North Carolina pretty bad in 1958. So if you want to look that up, you can. That was on the coast, though. So this one was inland. So that was weird. And then there's a lot of people making assumptions about things. And now there's a plane. The plane is telling me to wrap it up. I get it. I will. I am wrapping it up. I just want to say that I have actually been affected by this, or my family has been affected by this storm. So it's an unusual situation. It's a little too close to home, and I was worried about them, and I'm glad that they have their power back. And it sucks that we have to relinquish so much power to the government in order to live our lives, but that's where we're at. So, suckiness. Um, but anyway, some shenanigans is afoot, I'm sure, and so that will be handled in due time. I just want to let you guys know thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you being here. You don't have to like, but please share. I mean, like if you want, but you can share. Sharing is caring. And I'm trying to get ahead of all of the, the obstacles that I've experienced on the websites that I frequent, like X and Elon coming after me in various ways because I come after him. He doesn't like it. So he destroyed my reach, basically. I have no engagement, little to no engagement on Twitter, which I still call it Twitter, but whatever. And he also, like I said before, tried to get my video taken down on YouTube, and then I had to get it back up. I think I had to say, "Oh yeah, but it's comedy," blah blah blah. But I don't know if that was exactly that video, but that video did get me in trouble, and I was kind of annoyed by it. I had to appeal it or whatever. It was the one with Gillen in it, him next to Gillen in the thumbnail. If you want to check it out on YouTube, at Elle Latham. It's been a pleasure, sort of, kind of. If I sounded a little weird, my voice is still not 100% yet, but the show must go on. And I'll see you in the next month. I don't know if I want to do it at the end of next month again or if I want to do it on November 1st. We'll see, because my birthday's coming up at the end of next month, so maybe we'll do something birthday related. I don't know. I don't know yet. And also, I'm trying to figure out if I want to go somewhere and do something for my birthday. So that'll be done. I'll figure it out, but stay tuned. And this is going to be on YouTube, so check it out there. Check out my other videos. I even have a really good series that I did of the X Files. I watched the X Files every episode and I reviewed them. So that was quite a venture. So check that out if you can. I also, I don't ever talk about this. So I'll say that I put playlists together. So if you need music to play in the background during work at home like I do, or you need music for any event or whatever, you're having like some kind of 90s or 80s thing. I have 80s music. I have all hit songs like from 60s to 2019. So you got a lot to choose from. I have the whole 60 to 2019 playlist, 600 videos, or I have 100 videos from every decade. You can do it. You can listen to the whole thing. I got to wrap it up. I love you guys very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.